Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Wright, and I was asked by John Mumford to do this program today. So here I am. Actually, when he first invited me, I thought it was going to be an interview, and then I found out that I'm actually playing. So I apologize if the sound isn't very good or the video, because I don't really have any kind of a fancy setup for this. You're just on my Macintosh Pro. And I am going to be playing through this Keytron SD90 Sequencer Arranger. It actually is a MIDI player, a karaoke player, but actually I'm going to be using it mostly today to play backtracks, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, let's get started. Oops, good start. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. When you hear that pitter pat, before you take one more step, just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid. No, this rover crossed over, and if I never have a cent, I'll reach as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. When you hear that pitter pat, before you take one more step, just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but now I'm afraid. This rover crossed over, and if I never have a cent, I'm rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. That song kind of personifies my attitude. I'm a sort of a glass half full kind of guy, and my musical philosophy has always been to kind of keep it simple and try to make people feel good. So I'm not the fanciest banjo player you'll ever see or hear, but I think I have my own style, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to now play a song that's from probably my favorite composer of all time, Irving Berlin. And I chose these first two songs to start with just because they kind of help to get me loosened up. They're all around the neck, and I have to stretch my fingers a little. So here's Irving Berlin. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds sing a song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all are gone, nothing but blue sky from now on. Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue sky do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days all are gone, nothing but blue sky from now on. Yeah, Irving Berlin. So my earliest memories with music were actually of me singing. When I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my dad used to play Al Jolson records a lot, and he was my favorite. I used to put records on the record player and sing and dance around the living room to Al Jolson. I get down on my knees and, you know, do all the gestures. And so I'm going to play Al Jolson medley for you next. Now, I should mention that the tracks you're hearing, the backing tracks, were done by Sean Moises, and this machine that I have is actually really intended to play MIDI files, but there just aren't a lot of MIDI files of these old banjo tunes. So Sean had mentioned that he had backing tracks and he would sell them for €5 a piece or something like that if anybody was interested. And I thought, well, he could probably use a little something since we're all shut down with COVID. And so I ordered 20 songs from Sean, and he sent them over immediately. And I just loved them. I love the backing tracks. They're really fun to play with. So that's mostly what you're going to hear behind me. I have a couple of other little surprises, but these are Sean Moises, and you can find him on Facebook if you want to get some of these tracks to play along with. I highly recommend it. Okay. Baby face, you got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one to take your place. Baby face, why for heart jumping? You sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. Four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. One leaf is sunshine, the second is rain. Blood on the roses that grow in the lane. No need explaining, the one remaining is somebody I adore. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover I overlooked before. Right back where I started from, where bowers of flowers bloom in the spring. Each morning at dawn, birds singing everything a sun-kissed miss says don't be late. That's why I can hardly wait. Open up those golden gates, California, here I come. Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I give the world to be among the folks in the IX. I even know my mammy waiting for me, praying for me down by the Swanee. The folks in North will see me no more when I get to that Swanee shore. Swanee, Swanee, my dear old Swanee, Mammy, Mammy, I love the old folks at home. Al Jolson, yes. So I moved to Tucson in 1994, and not too long after that, a gentleman called me from the University of Arizona. I thought he was a student, actually. He said, we hear you're a real banjo player, and we've started a traditional jazz band, and we were thinking maybe you would like to join us. And I said, how old are you? And he said, we're professors. And what a great thing that turned out to be. Wonderful players, all classically trained chamber musicians, and they just got into jazz, in particular the traditional jazz, Louis Armstrong. And so we started the Wildcat Jazz Band, and one day we were playing a Mardi Gras church service, and the guy who hired us had given us, okay, you're going to play this here and this and this, and I had a program and all this. So I had it all mapped out what songs we were going to play. And then we got to the offering, and he went, oh no, I need you to play something for the offering. So Under the Gun, this is the first thing that came from me, to me. And it's stuck. We've been using it ever since. Every time it rains pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? You'll find your fortune falling on the town. Be sure that your umbrella is upside down. Trade it for a pack of sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, oh, you must have showers. So if you hear it thundering, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies in heaven for you and me. You'll find your fortune falling on the town. Be sure that your umbrella is upside down. Trade it for a package, sunshine and flowers. If you want the things you love, you must have showers. So if you hear it thundering, don't run under a tree. There'll be pennies in heaven for you and me. Oh, pennies in heaven for you and me. True story. So, several years ago at a banjo festival in Northern California, I was one of the headliners, along with somebody you probably all know, Howard Alden. And Howard and I had not seen each other since we were kids. Amazingly, Howard and I took banjo lessons from the same teacher, back to back, in Huntington Beach, Manolio's Music. He was learning the tenor and I was learning the plectrum. I actually didn't have a plectrum banjo. I had a 5-string banjo because a neighbor won it in a sales contest, and his daughter didn't want to play it. So John Corleone and my father decided that I should be the one to learn to play the banjo. So I took lessons for about 2 months to play the 5-string banjo. And then one day I showed up and my teacher was gone. I had a new teacher, and his name was Charles Shortino. He was probably about 5'2", very old, at least he seemed to me when I was 10. And he said, no, you're going to take this pick, get rid of those finger picks, and I'm going to show you how to do this. And what was really interesting about Mr. Shortino was he would just write out whatever my song was going to be and then write in the tab and the chords. And I thought anybody could do that who was a musician, but it's quite amazing. And I actually I'm going to show you this. This is one of my original manuscripts from Mr. Shortino. Oops. So anyway, back to Howard. Howard and I got reacquainted at this banjo festival. And we didn't talk to each other again for maybe 4 or 5 years. And one day I get an email from Howard and says, hey, Rob, it's Howard Alden and I moved to Arizona. I thought, oh, that's great, Howard. Where are you? He says, well, I'm up in Gilbert or Chandler. And he said, we should get together sometime. So I said, Howard, we're going to be playing the Wildcats at a jazz festival in a few weeks. Why don't you come in and sit in? And so he did. And he liked the band, and we had a great time. I mean, Howard's is just as good as there is and as nice as there is. And so about 6 months later, Howard sends me another email. He says, "Hey, Rob, do you know Tyler Jackson?" Yeah, I know Tyler Jackson. I know him really well. I've known him since he was a kid. And he said, "Well, do you think Tyler would like to come to Arizona and the three of us could kind of have like a banjo summit? We get together and just play songs?" I said, "I don't know. I'll ask him." So I emailed Tyler and I said, "Tyler, do you Howard Alden?" And he said, "Yeah, I love Howard Alden. He's one of my favorites. He's an idol." I'm like, "Okay, well, he wants to know if you want to come to Arizona and we'll have a banjo summit." And he said, "Absolutely." So he did, and we did, and I booked us 3 performances, and we performed, and it was really fun. And then Howard said, "Okay, let's do this again next year, but let's make a record first." And so we decided to make a record, and this next song is a famous Eddie Peabody song, and when I recorded this on the record, my friend Ron McLowan, Dr. Ron McLowan, flew in from Chicago and brought me Eddie Peabody's last banjo, the last one that he used in concert. It was very much like this. It was a Vigavox Deluxe, and it's still, Eddie used to put 3-in-1 oil on his neck, and after I finished playing it, my hands smelled like 3-in-1 oil for a couple days, which was actually really pretty cool. But I'm going to play Bye Bye Blues for you now. One caveat, Sean sent me this backtrack, and I had never heard this version before. So right in the middle, there's this funny transition going down the frets and up the frets, and I don't know if I can get it right or not. I'm not used to doing it, but anyway, it's a great track, Sean, and thanks for teaching me how Eddie did it. Bye-bye blues. Nice try, Rob. Okay. This next song, to me, is an Al Jolson song. It's one of the songs that he recorded. When he did the Jolson Story and re-recorded a lot of his songs, they were just really nice. Great, beautiful arrangements and well recorded. And so this has always been one of my favorite songs. I don't know, I guess it's a banjo song because it's old, or maybe because I'm doing it with the banjo, but kind of a sing-along, really. Though April shower may come your way. They bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining, rain, no, it's raining violets. And when you see clouds up on the hill, there soon will be crowds of daffodils. So keep looking for the bluebird and listening for his song whenever April showers come along. April showers may come your way. They bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining, rain, no, it's raining violets. And when you see clouds upon the hill, there soon will be crowds of daffodils. So keep looking for the bluebird and listening for his song whenever April showers come along. Not now. I put my phone there in case there's anything. I can't tell if this is working or not. I assume it is. I see the red light on. I thought somebody might text me if I'm sitting, if all of a sudden there's blank air, but instead it was somebody calling me, probably wants to sell me something. Extended warranty on my car usually. So I mentioned earlier that I kind of like to keep it simple. You've noticed the positive tone to the songs that I like to sing. I like them to be positive, upbeat. The world's hard enough. We don't need to make it any harder by adding to our misfortunes. So this next song actually is one of those songs that just has a lot of chords in it, and that's why I like it. It's a Fats Waller tune, and you don't have to be fancy on this song because it's just fancy. No one to walk with, all by myself. No one to talk with, I'm happy on a shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. I know for certain the one that I love. I'm through with flirting, honey, it's you I've been dreaming of. Ain't misbehaving, saving saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in a corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, got no place to go. I'm about age, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. No one to walk with, all by myself. No one to talk with, I'm happy on a shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. I'm through the flirting, through my love. I know for certain, honey, it's you I've been dreaming of. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Like Jack Horner in a corner, don't go nowhere, what do I care? Ooh, your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, got no place to go. I'm about age, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Fast Waller. I mentioned the Great Banjo Summit album, which I did with Howard Alden and Tyler Jackson. And one of the songs we did was Howard's theme song. Back when he did Sweet and Lowdown, he did the soundtrack, and it was kind of a tribute to Django. And so Howard made a wonderful recording of this, and I got to record it with him. Tyler and I were very honored. It's very a fun recording. By the way, the Great Banjo Summit, it has a website, and if you are interested in one of those CDs, you can go there and order one, or you can just message me on Facebook. So here is Howard's theme song, I'll See You in My Dreams. Now, Howard plays a lot more notes than I do, so just picture that he's playing along with me, and all the spaces, he'll fill them up. I'll see you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms, still I feel the thrill of your charm, lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine, they will light my way tonight, and I'll see you in my dreams. see you in my dream. Hold you in my dream. Someone took you out of my arms. Still I feel the thrill of your charm. Lips that once were mine. Tender eyes that shine. They will light my way tonight. And I'll see you in my dreams. They will light my way tonight, and I'll see you in my dreams. I love that song, especially the Jimmy Durante version he did. I always think of that. Of course, Howard's version, fabulous, a whole different feel. So next up, I chose a song. This kind of goes back to the beginning. It's one of the early songs I learned. And also I thought there may be some newer banjo players watching this video, or I say live stream. And it's probably a song that you do, and so you might like to hear it. Maybe play along. It's called 5'2". Eyes are blue. What those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Her down low, her down low, yes. She's one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2" covered with fur, diamond rings, all those things gonna bet your life it isn't her. And how could she love? Could she woo? Could she goo? Has anybody seen my gal? 5'2", eyes are blue. Oh, what those 5 feet can do. Has anybody seen my gal? Turned up, oh, turned down, no, flapperjack. She's one of those. Has anybody seen my gal? Now if you run into a 5'2" covered with fur, diamond ring, all those things, you bet your life it isn't her. When how could she love? Could she woo? Could she? Oh, could she? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen my gal? Yes. This next song is just, I always like this song, but I like the message. And so I wanted to do it. There's been so much negative press and media, and I just have to tell you, what I see on the news is not what I see in my everyday life. So this song has a nice message. Bring me sunshine with your smile, make me happy all be more happiness. So much joy you can give to a bright, brand new tomorrow. Never bring me any tears. Make me happy through the years. May your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Bring me sunshine with your smile. Make me happy all the while. In this world where we love, there should be more happiness. So much joy we can give to a bright, brand new tomorrow. Never bring me any tears. Make me happy through the years. May your arms be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. Song reminds me of my grandchildren, Mason and Riley, 6 and 4. There's just, children are such a joy. They're so fun. They just want to love and be loved and play, and it's the best job I've ever had, and I hope somehow I can give them the gift of music. But irregardless, Mason's playing baseball, so I'll settle for that. So I should mention, on my musical journey, my biggest break was probably when I was hired by the New Christy Minstrels to join them and tour all over the country. I had the opportunity to play in 49 states, all but Hawaii, with the New Christy Minstrels. Played in Canada also. But then after I left the group, I got to play in Hawaii and Mexico and Canada a few more times. I wanted to find a sort of a New Christy Minstrel song with the MIDI files, but I could not find one. But I found something else that I really liked. It reminds me of them because when I was in the group, we had 9-part harmonies, and I got to tell you that there's nothing more fun than that. That is super fun. And so here's a song with lots of harmonies that I've always loved to do. And so this is going to be my folk song, the tribute to the folk song. And I did play the banjo with the Christies. And as you may recall, the banjo was their logo. So in honor of them, a long time ago, when the grass was green, there were more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. and they'd run around free while the world was being born. And the loveliest of all was the unicorn. And there were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-backed camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, now the Lord seen some sinning and it gave him some pain. He said, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. So, hey, brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Go out and build a floating zoo and get some green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-backed camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born. Don't you forget my unicorn. Well, now Noah was there, and he answered the call. He finished up the ark, and the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he sang out as they went through. Hey Lord, I got some green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-backed camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, 'cause I just can't see no unicorn. Well, old Noah looked out through the driving rain, and the unicorns were hiding, playing silly games. They were kicking and splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them foolish unicorn. And there were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-backed camels and some chimpanzees. Noah cried, close the door, the rain is pouring, and we just can't wait for the unicorn. Then the boat started shaking and drifting with the tide, and the unicorns looked up from the rock and cried. And the tide came up and sort of floated them away. And that's why you've never seen a unicorn to this day. You'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-backed camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, as sure as you're born, you're never gonna see no unicorn. Ah, yes. The Irish Rovers. This next song, I was pleased to see that Sean had a backtrack for it, because I like to play this song, but it was funny because the chords he used on the bridge are different than the chords that I used, and I'm pretty sure that his are the right chords, so I had to reboot my head to play Sean's changes. Now, there's lots of ways that you can harmonize songs to make it work, but it's usually the best idea if everybody plays the same chords. So I'm going to try to do that. This is another, what I consider an Al Jolson song. That's the only recording I have of it. It's called Alabama Bound. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. 10 minutes left, okay. tootsies in an upper berth. Just hear that choo-choo sound. That means that soon I'm gonna cover ground. And now I'm shouting so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama bound. I'm Alabama bound. There'll be no heebie-jeebies hanging around. Just gave the meanest ticket man on earth. All I'm worth to get my tootsies in and a bird. Just hear that choo-choo sound. That means that soon I'm gonna cover ground. And now I'm shouting so the world will know. Here I go, I'm Alabama. I had tended to play one of my orchestra songs, but I think we're going to run out of time, so I'm going to do a good old standard called Avalon. Thank you, everybody, for, I don't know how many people out there, probably 2 or 3, but thanks for tuning in. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I don't know if these are archived. I expect maybe they are, so you can watch them and show them with your friends. I don't know. I didn't think to ask John that. It only took me an hour to figure out how to get my my video and audio to come through on my computer. So that certainly gives you a clue of my tech savvy. So I'm going to end with this song. This is another Al Jolson song. In fact, he claimed that he wrote it. It's actually taken, I think, from a piece of classical music. But it spawned memories for me growing up in Southern California. Back when I was a teenager, I went on a sailing trip, 26 miles across the sea to Avalon with my buddies, my music buddies. And it was a wonderful trip. Fond thoughts when I think of this song. And I actually did meet a girl. I didn't really talk to her very much, but I met one. Wait a minute. Do-over. Everybody gets one. I found my love in Avalon beside the bay. I left my love in Avalon. When I sail away, I dream of her in Avalon from dusk till dawn. And so I think I'll travel on to Avalon. stay away. I dream of her in Avalon from dusk till dawn, and so I think I'll travel on.